Hector. My name is Mitchell. I'm one of the counselors here, and I know that your doctor referred you to come speak with me for a little bit. He didn't give me too much detail, so I just wanted to hear from you what kind of been going on. I do know that you were in an accident, and you suffered some injuries. That's kind of the extent of what I've been made aware of. So I just wanted to hear from you a little bit of kind of what's been going on with you for the past couple months.
Yeah, man, honestly, life has just not been great. I'm really just frustrated with the circumstance and everything that's been going on. I wouldn't have thought that I'd be here today, but since I was referred, I was kind of told I had to be here to try to figure stuff out, I guess. A few months ago, as you said, I was in an automotive accident, and I was hospitalized for 4 months because of it, and it's really changed my life because now I can't do anything. I have some disability in my leg and in my shoulder, and I will never be able to be the person I used to be because I can't live the life I used to live.
So, kind of what I'm hearing is you had an auto accident. It's caused some injuries that have really put more of a have inhibited what you've been able to do. What exactly do you mean by it's made it harder for you to do things? What's going on with that?
People always think, you're in an auto accident, they think you're scared to drive again. That's not the case. I'm just upset that I can't walk normal or lift things like I used to because my job, it depended all upon that, and I really identified myself with my career, and now that I don't have that, I just feel like I don't know who I am anymore.
And then what exactly was your career?
My family has a construction business. I started in it back in high school, and it just really developed myself through that construction business and have seen it through for the last, as pretty much as I can remember since high school.
So I see. So this accident has kind of removed that part of your life from you. Is that the case?
Yeah, it's frustrating for me in the sense that I physically can't and have been told that it's likely that I will always have to rely on this cane and that I won't be able to lift like I used to. And, one of those would put me out of that career, and both of them, it is just not a chance. And I'm frustrated that I don't have that part of me anymore. And I also just am constantly reminded of how lost I feel whenever I'm approached by family members. And it's just this cycle of being upset and being mad and being reminded of where I'm at and how it's not my fault, but I can't do anything about it. And the doctors tried, but, they can't do anything about it, and I'm just stuck here.
See, so this feeling of being stuck and would you say unable to do what you love and what you have always done? How have you been dealing with that? How have you been kind of coping with this? Because may I ask how long ago did this happen?
The accident itself was 5 months ago, and then I've been out of the hospital for about a month now. So I've been trying to figure out, I guess, what that looks like, but I don't know how, because I physically can't go back to my old life. People always are excited about getting released from the hospital, but for me, it was very fearful as that day, being told that I was about to be released, because I knew I wouldn't be able to go back to all I've ever known, and it made me so angry at the situation and at life. Honestly, at the doctors too, because they couldn't do more. And since then, I've just found myself, honestly, I've just been sitting and watching TV and drinking all day. And I think in the back of my head, I know that's, I'm the man, I'm the husband, I'm supposed to provide, and I'm mad at myself, but I don't know where to go from here, and I don't even know, I don't know what my worth is anymore.
See, so it seems like you're able to point out the drinking. I kind of want to direct towards that a little bit. it sounds like you're able to identify that has been a little bit of an issue. Would you say that's the case?
I think that it allows me to escape from this deep anger, this just cycle of anger and shame that I feel either when, I'm approached by a family member, I feel ashamed of my situation, and it brings me back to the accident and how angry I am that an accident I wasn't necessarily at fault for completely ruined my life.
Yeah, I can't imagine how that must feel. Obviously, some of the directions you're choosing right now, as far as coping with alcohol, isn't a healthy way of handling the situation. Do you think you could agree with that a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely wish that I wasn't spending all day the way that I do. I don't know where to go. I lost all I've ever known.
So kind of you've been telling me that construction is how you've always identified, what you've always done. But was there anything else before the accident you would do that didn't necessarily require construction, but didn't also require as much physical activity that you enjoyed doing? It doesn't have to be work, it could be a hobby. Was there anything that you think kind of helped you enjoy the days when you weren't at work?
I used to enjoy spending time with my family and spending time with my wife, but I feel like when I'm in their presence, it just brings back a lot of, just this anger and shame that I still feel when I'm in the presence of the people I used to spend time with. But in addition to that, I used to pick up the guitar here and there. It's just something that I grew up with as well. It was a big influence in my household, and it just reminds me of, the good times. When I was just a little high school boy, just being introduced to the world, and we'd spend a lot of time with my family, and the guitar was always involved.
Cool. So a little bit more of a musical background that I'm hearing as well.
Yeah, that brings back some good memories of my family before all of this happened, and yeah.
So when you say you're angry and ashamed, does that feeling directed towards your family, or is it directed towards kind of this whole situation you've been going through?
I feel ashamed that I can't carry my family's name and honor anymore, and I feel angry that I'm unable to do that, and it's not my fault, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. So you're not necessarily angry at your family. They're not necessarily making you feel this hurt and this anger. It's more of, it just reminds you of what happened in the past that you couldn't control.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, awesome. So this is what I want to do. It sounds like you're kind of in a state where you do realize that there is an issue with how you've been coping, and you do kind of want to explore ways of shifting your direction. Is that the case?
Yeah, I just don't know. I've always been a man that needs to stay busy. That's why I like the construction business, but I just don't know how to stay busy now that I can it's difficult to walk, it's difficult to lift. I'm constantly in pain when I'm moving, and I just don't know how to, keep my hands busy when my legs aren't wanting to work the way they're supposed to.
When you say guitar, did you just play guitar? Did you sing? Did you listen to music? What kind of?
It was kind of an influence of all three of those things. I think that mostly I'd pick up the guitar and just kind of play around with it until something sounded, familiar, that a tune I'd probably heard, on the radio, something previously that, I'd like to say that I made up on my own, but it was probably something I already heard. And then, sometimes my brothers would join in, and we would kind of goof off and sing a little bit, but I don't see them quite as much anymore.
Well, we're kind of getting a little bit closer to the end of the session, so I wanted to give you not a task, but an activity that you can do, because I do want to see you again. I plan on seeing you for a couple weeks, for maybe 6 to 8 sessions, I do want you to, one of these times you just want to sit down and drink a beer and watch a TV. Maybe spend one of those days and give your brothers a call, and just see if you can spend 45 minutes to an hour enjoying music with them. Is that something you think you could do?
I think so. I haven't spent much time with them since the whole accident because it does make me feel bad that I can't be part of our business, but I think the music will bring us back to our childhood when we used to have fun together before we were all involved in the business.
Awesome. Well, Hector, I'm going to leave that here. It looks like we made a little bit of good progress of you being able to identify some of these changes you want to start progressing in. So yeah, we'll kind of see how this works, and if you love it, awesome. If not, we'll reconvene in a week and kind of evaluate where we're at. Does that sound good?
All right, sounds good.
Awesome, Hector. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.